Hi everyone, it's Catherine. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a very chatty Friday and it's a little recap of our Tokyo trip, which we took 2 weeks ago now, and I think I'm just getting over the jet lag right now. So I have some notes with me. I'm going to show you some kind of vloggy type clips throughout. Word of warning, I am not a vlogger, so the quality may not be that good, but I'll speed up or slow down. If I was too fast or too slow when recording, it's not my comfort zone at all. I don't think I would be able to do it full time. I don't know how people do it full time. So yeah, I'll be interspersing my thoughts on Tokyo and what we did there with little clips and pictures and that kind of thing. So the first thing I think we should talk about is long haul flights. I'm gonna say it once and then I won't complain about it anymore, but I definitely wouldn't do 2 long haul flights like that in a week. One of them was 11.5 hours long and the other one was 12.5 hours long. I'm just not made for it. I don't mind flying at all, but I can't sleep on planes, so it just wiped me out. The jet lag there wiped me out. So we didn't really get to go out that much late at night because we were just exhausted and we'd done so much during the day. Yeah, we went out one night, I think, and went for drinks and stuff like that towards the end of the trip. But other than that, I don't think I'll be doing a long haul flight ever again. So not ever again. I'll definitely go back to Japan and I'll definitely go back to probably Canada and America, but I think I'll space it out 10 days or 2 weeks. I think that's what I need. But yes, so the first thing I want to talk about specifically about Tokyo is just the city in general and transport and how we got around. We flew in directly into Narita, so Narita Airport. So we got the Narita Express directly from the airport into Tokyo City. It's Tokyo Central Station, which is where we were staying. I'll tell you more about that later. So yeah, we got the Narita Express in and we got a Suica card. I even had all this research before we went. We got a Suica card, so we could use that on most of the underground. I don't think we had to buy tickets except for the Narita Express. We were able to use the Suica card everywhere. The metro system, I know there's lots of scary stories out there. It's super easy to use. Some of the stations are super mod con. I have a little clip here of using the metro. Some of them have little gates even on the platform, and most of them have areas where you can queue up and let people off, which I wish they would do in Switzerland. Yeah, I would like to see that in Switzerland. That would be great. Like, there's literally like a place for people to stand aside. Not everybody adheres to it in Japan, to be fair, but yeah, I can imagine. We were on maybe 2 or 3 trains that were really, really packed. I can imagine at rush hour it would be kind of scary. We were lucky because we were there during Golden Week, so Tokyo was actually really quiet for the most part. Well, much more quiet than it normally is, but so we didn't get to see the mad crowds that are usually there, although we did see them in Harajuku, which I'll tell you about later. But yeah, overall metro's super easy to use, and a lot of it is in English now because I think they're getting the Olympics soon. So yeah, in a lot of places, if you're traveling around the city, you do have an option to use an overground, which can sometimes be slightly longer than the underground. But where we use the overground, just because a lot of the main like bridges and tracks run over the city, so you actually get like these amazing vistas as you're going through the city on the train. I actually have a clip of this as well, and you just get to see down these huge kind of streets that are lined with skyscrapers and apartment buildings and just neon lights, and it's just an amazing way to take in Tokyo, especially at night. And I would especially recommend the trip between Shibuya and Tokyo Station. I can't remember what line it was, but it was an overground line, and just the views as you're going in, beautiful. We got it just as dusk was coming, so you could get like the nice end of the day, but also the beginning of the lighting of the city at night. So it was amazing. So I would recommend that if you ever get to go to Tokyo. It's just such a photographic city in general. I'll put up some shots of some of the pictures that I took. I'm not the greatest photographer in the world, but I mean, one of these photographs is taken from a toilet. this was like the view from the toilet, not the actual toilet, but where you like wash your hands and stuff. And like I was just like, I cannot believe I'm washing my hands and this is my view. So it was really incredible. And it was just in a supermarket, like in a, not supermarket, but a shopping centre. Another thing to notice when we walked around, or that we noticed when we walked around Tokyo, were the pedestrian crossings. They were super cute. Some of them had cuckoo clock or cuckoo or bird noises, and this one that I'm going to show you had really interesting alarm for when to cross the road. It's really cute.
It's different.
And the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is our hotel. We did stay in the Tokyo Central Station Hotel. It's so beautiful. We wanted to stay somewhere very close to the station, so we didn't have to drag loads of bags around because we knew we'd be tired arriving. And it was a little bit more expensive than staying outside of Tokyo, but I'm glad we spent the money staying in Tokyo. Transport is actually much cheaper than it is in Switzerland to get around. So I think it was about 180. It's about 1-to-1 for the dollar, so it's about 180 francs, so about 180, $170 to get around. So it was really easy to move from the Central Station Hotel. So beautiful. The outside is stunning. It's kind of, the entrance to the hotel is near the royal entrance into the station. The royal family have their own entrance, so the station is quite close to the palace as well. And I think we actually saw some royal family at one stage coming up through their street or avenue, and like loads of people were getting excited, so we assumed they were royalty because they were coming from the palace. But yeah, the hotel was beautiful. I think I have a few shots here that I can show you. And it's expensive though, but then everywhere in Tokyo is expensive. And we had some drinks in the bar. It was so nice. The staff were super friendly. In general, everybody is just friendly in Japan. I was blown away by how lovely everybody was there. So obviously, I'm a shopper, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about shopping. It is expensive, but I think in terms of souvenirs, like buying cosmetics, like nail polish, stuff like that, it was cheaper than what I have here, so that was good. But it can be on the expensive side. So we bought lots of stationery, and I bought lots of nail polish, and we bought some souvenirs and snacks and stuff like that that we've sent home to friends and family. But yeah, so it wasn't too bad actually. It was better than here, but yeah, it isn't the cheapest. We really enjoyed the stationery shop. I mean, I went crazy in the stationery shop, though not as crazy as Ivan, which you will see next Friday. We'll do our stationery haul next Friday. My favorite thing was buying. We went to this discount place called, I think it's Mega Donkey, and yeah, that was hilarious. Like, they have everything in there, cleaning supplies, they had a grocery shop, they had this lovely tank outside with these like strange aquatic creatures, and I actually bought nail art stickers in that shop as well that had these kind of a similar kind of aquatic fish, and I think there was an eel and stuff like that. So I bought them just to remind me, because we spent a long time there. It was just fascinating going around and looking at all the gadgets and all that kind of thing, and the different snacks and things like that. So that was really good fun. So one of Ivan's aims when he got there was to use vending machines and use convenience stores and things like that as much as possible, because we watched lots of videos before we went. And the Zvika card that I mentioned that we bought to travel with, you could also use that in vending machines. And I think I have a clip of Ivan doing that, where you could just buy a drink and scan the card, and it was super handy. They're everywhere. Vending machines are everywhere, and just to get a drink or to get a nice coffee or something like that. Some of them actually even have hot drinks, and some of them, we didn't see them, but some of them do have like cup of noodles and like those little kind of like pot noodles in the UK, cup of soups, what do they call them? Cup noodles, I think they call them anyway. They were everywhere. So yeah, so sorry, they weren't everywhere, but the vending machines themselves, if you want to drink, they're everywhere. And if you're a smoker and you go to Tokyo, you do have to go to a newsagent's, I think, to get like an ID card that you can scan to use the vending machines, because obviously they don't sell. You can't just go up and buy cigarettes, you have to have ID for that. So speaking of food and mentioning convenience shops, one of the things that I was surprised by was how difficult it was for me to eat in Tokyo. I thought, I love Japanese food, I'm definitely going to go and eat loads and it'll be great, but I'm pescatarian, so I'm mainly vegetarian. I don't like meat, I don't eat meat, and so I thought, oh, it'll be fine when I get there. But actually, it was trickier than I thought. We did have a lot of sushi. I love sushi, but Ivan gets a bit squeamish about it. And I started to get a bit squeamish about it towards the end because, I don't know, I'm very Irish. I just wanted a good dinner by the end of it. But Japanese food is amazing. The first meal we had there was like this bento bowl with seared tuna and avocado and veggies and brown rice, and it was just delicious. I mean, the service is impeccable. Generally, you're like, everywhere you go, you're served like a little hot towel and all that, so it's amazing. But yeah, I was surprised by how hard it was for me sometimes to get food, or to get like just a vegetarian option. And it's easy to find vegetarian restaurants. I mean, they have them well advertised and mostly in English, and they've pictures of everything on the menus. However, there were queues everywhere, so you know, you have to be kind of willing to queue if you want to go eat somewhere. But we ended up actually eating quite a lot in convenience stores, like getting those little sushi wraps, and just they have really good convenience store food, and very, very cheap. I mean, it's so good and it's healthy and it's really nice. So convenience stores are actually amazing there. So we actually ate there a lot. Well, you don't eat there, you eat standing up outside, which I hate. It gives me like anxiety. I don't like standing and eating. I don't know why. I'm too soft to be living, I think. But Ivan, actually, we were in where were we? We were near the Asakusa temple, and there's like great shopping and souvenir streets, and there's like this mince ball thing that you can get, and there was a bit of a queue, but it was moving quite quickly, and I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't very much, but yeah, you have to stand in a particular place. So Ivan said he wanted to try it. It was a mincemeat thing, and we went to one side to stand where you're supposed to stand, and the guy moved us along because we were literally a foot outside the zone. And normally I would be like, oh, that's tourists saying they were a foot, and they weren't. They were really just being rude, but it wasn't. It was really strict. I don't know why, but they're very, very strict about, in that particular place, they were very strict that you couldn't eat outside the premises. You had to eat in a separate area away from it, but it was fine. But I knew that I would have hated that, like, because you're kind of gobbling down loads of food with literally about 30 other people in the same space like this. And I was like, I'm so glad I wasn't eating. I wouldn't have liked that at all. But outside the convenience store and stuff like that, it's really easy just to get a snack and have it outside. And it's kind of cool because you're hanging out with a lot of the locals as well, and they're all just having a drink and just chatting, and there is a nice kind of vibe to that. So they are everywhere. I really would recommend them if you go to Tokyo or Japan. So one of our favorite places near Tokyo Station was, I think it's called Daimaru. It's like a huge department store, and beneath the main department store they have their grocery section, and they have the most epic deli space I have ever seen, like selling all sorts of bento boxes, sushi, salad counters, a fish counter, like loads and loads of pastry counters, because the Japanese love their sweets. But this was all underneath, and we discovered about halfway through our trip, because, you know, get a little bit of a bargain, that I think the shop closed at 8, and at about 7:30 they started selling off all this amazing food for like a couple of francs or a couple of dollars. Like for sushi, like I even got like 16 pieces of sushi for something like $4 or something. It was so good. And I got like loads of I got fish things and I got lovely salads, and that was amazing. So that was a real find, and I have footage of that. I hope it came out okay. Fingers crossed you're seeing footage right now. But if not, I would really recommend googling that, because if nothing else, it was a really handy way of looking at what was available, like what Japanese food was available that we don't know here, and then when we went to restaurants we were able to recognize things that we'd seen in this deli, and it was so good, really good. I really love that store as well. And actually at the top of that store is where we had our first meal, the bento box, and there was like, we ate there a couple of times because it was just handy for us if we were going out and we got up late or whatever, we could go there for brunch or lunch or something and then go out sightseeing for the day. So in terms of culture then, Tokyo Station is actually a really good spot where a lot of Japanese people hang out, which we weren't really aware of until we were there. But there's this kind of shopping district, I can't remember what it's called, it's like a children's zone, and they've got lots of like, they've got a Pokemon shop and a Hello Kitty shop and all these like little kawaii stores, these little cute stores, a Gudetama shop, I think that's how you say it, which we fell in love with that when we were over there. And if you don't know that, I'll link some cartoons down below. It's a hilarious little Japanese character. And yeah, they were packed all the time, and they have these little vending machines outside where you can buy little toys. Like this little guy, I got him in a little vending machine. I probably will end up giving him to my nephew, but he's really cute. And yeah, so I got some toys for my nephews in them. They're like 2 or 3 francs or something, and they come out in little eggs, and then you see what toy you got. They're for everything. They even have adult versions with like anime sexy girls and stuff, so you kind of have to be careful of what is what the kids are buying, but it's really cool and packed, always packed with people, and especially in that kids zone area. Underneath as well, we realized that Tokyo Ramen Street isn't a street above ground, it's actually a street underground in Tokyo Station. So there was loads of ramen places under there, and a ramen place that did vegetarian ramen, but queues everywhere and all the time. But yeah, so that was fun, just because a lot of places closed early for Golden Week. We got to explore Tokyo Station quite a bit, so that was fun. And there was a Starbucks there, which I needed coffee a lot, and we could use our Speaker card. It was brilliant. So as I said, the people are amazing, and they really do celebrate their culture, just the art of it, and there's just so much colour around. I absolutely love the style of Japanese women. They looked so beautiful. Loved the tailored outfits, all that kind of thing. So yeah, absolutely loved Japan and loved Tokyo, and like just spotting all these glamorous women moving around, so that was fun. So in terms of sites that we saw, we went to Asakusa Temple, and we went to Shibuya and Shinjuku and Harajuku and Gyeong Park. I think that's our Gyeong. I'm butchering that. And the park was definitely my favourite. Harajuku was kind of hilarious because we weren't going to go there, but we decided to in the end just to see it. It's so packed. It's like trying to move in a mosh pit at a concert. It's like trying to walk in a mosh pit. It was crazy. It was fun to see though, and you'll see some clips here of it. It was hilarious. It's where kind of all the young people go to hang out, and I think it's more to say you're there or to be seen, but it's really good fun, and it's a nice walk. Then we walked from Harajuku up to Shibuya. I loved Shibuya, obviously this famous Shibuya crossing. Some of you already have seen the picture of Ivan and I think maybe Ivan and me, or just Ivan on Instagram that I put up. I know Claire saw that and she really liked it. Just over the famous Shibuya crossing, and yeah, I took a really crap video of crossing that, but sure. Anyway, Shinjuku, I really loved Shinjuku. Amazing. We played in the video arcades there on the drum game, which I really wanted to play, and we played lots in the arcade game. The arcade games are so cool there. I really wish they brought back proper arcades here. That it was so much fun, and we went into them a couple of times when we were there in Japan. And we also went to the Asakusa Temple, which you get a really good view of Skytree from there, and I'll put in some clips of that here so that you can see it. I really enjoyed it. We went there before it got too busy, but as we were leaving, the crowds were kind of infuriating because they were a little bit more touristy and a little bit more stop in the middle of the street and point and stare, and that really got to me at times because that really annoys me when people don't keep moving. They just want to stop and like have a little conversation, and like there's hundreds of people trying to move. That's one of my pet peeves. So I kind of got a little bit panicky there. That was the only time that I got a little bit panicky about a crowd. Harajuku, I think I'd been mentally prepared for, but this one I wasn't. We were just suddenly in the souvenir street with lots and lots of people around. But we did buy some nice souvenirs for Ivan's parents there. But yeah, other than that, that was the craziest place. We did a little bit of shopping. Actually, I got my prints there, if anyone has seen my dragon print that I got. And I think Ivan bought a little Buddha and things like that. So yeah, it was a really nice street, and the temple was beautiful, so beautiful, and very quiet. Like there was school kids doing school tours there, but they were really quiet and really well behaved. So yeah, that was really well worth the visit, especially because you get that Skytree view as well. But my absolute favorite part of Tokyo was Gyoen Park. There's a traditional Japanese garden, an English garden, a French garden, and it's just spread out. I am going to leave this video with some clips of that and play some nice relaxing music so that you can have the Zen moments and the meditative moments that we had, hopefully a taste of it, because it was a really nice break away from the city, and it was just so beautiful to walk around, and it was exactly what I thought of when I think of Japan. Such a lovely garden. So I'm going to leave you with the oasis, and I hope you enjoy the clips. I hope they came out okay. If not, I'll put up some nice little pictures of it as well. But yeah, I love Tokyo. I would totally recommend it. We're definitely going to go back, probably in a year or two when we save a bit more. I think it'll be definitely more than 2 years, but fingers crossed we'll get back there, because I really want to go to Osaka and stuff like that. If you have any more questions for me, you can leave them in the comments, or let me know what you loved about Japan if you visited, or because I'd love to hear that, because I'm kind of Japan obsessed now, as is everybody that goes. I mean, it really does feel, for the first time it really felt like I was in the first world with a capital F. I forgot to talk about the toilets. Amazing. You know all about the toilets. They're amazing. I made friends with the one in our hotel, and I almost left my husband for it because he was so mannerly and polite, and he would open up whenever I wanted him. This sounds rude. It's getting gross now. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks a million for watching, and have a great weekend. Bye.